Good evening, everyone. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful day so far. I've got a good one for you today. So, seems like Trump is going to meet up with Vladimir Putin in Saudi Arabia over the Ukraine war, says Reuters. So, this is pretty significant, at least I think. I don't usually get into these politics, but I mean, hey, I'm overseas. This is overseas. So, let's get into it. From Reuters, U.S. Russia to meet Saudi Arabia over Ukraine war. Munich, Washington. U.S. and Russian officials will meet in Saudi Arabia in the coming days, start talks aiming at ending Moscow's nearly 3-year war in Ukraine. Holy moly, has it been 3 years already? I can't believe they've been fighting in Ukraine for that long. I think, what did they say? It was supposed to last 6 months. That's what Russia thought it was going to last. A U.S. lawmaker and a source familiar with planning said on Saturday, Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky, who met with U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance in Germany on Friday, said Ukraine was not invited to the talks in Saudi Arabia and Kyiv would not engage with Russia before consulting with strategic partners. So I'm wondering if that means Kiev would not engage in talks with Russia before talking to the U.S., Canada, yada, 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 which I think is kind of ridiculous because it's your own country. You do what you want. I mean, no country would be more worried about the Ukrainian citizen than the Ukrainian government. So I don't know why the Ukrainian government would have to ask if they could stop the war with Russia. That sounds ridiculous to me. So thinking about it that way, I think Kiev must be saying they won't engage in hostile contact with Russia until it talks to its strategic partner. That's what it's got to be. The U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, and White House Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff will travel to Saudi Arabia. U.S. Representative Michael McCall told Reuters, it's not immediate clear who would meet from Russia. On the sidelines of the Munich Security Conference, McCall said that the aim of the talks was to arrange a meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin and Zelensky to finally bring peace and end to this conflict. Well, didn't Donald Trump say before he even got into office that he'd stop the war in Ukraine a week after he was elected? Wasn't that one of his things? A source with knowledge of the plans confirmed the planned talks in Saudi Arabia between U.S. and Russian officials. The U.S. State Department did not immediately respond to a request for comment, and Trump took to office on January 20th, has repeatedly vowed to swiftly end the Ukrainian war. There you go. I do listen to international politics, I swear. He made separate phone calls to Putin and Zelensky on Wednesday, leaving Washington's European allies alarmed that they will be cut out of any peace process. Why would they be alarmed? See, this is the thing that irritates me. When I hear things like European allies alarmed that it will be cut out of peace processes, it makes me think of like a boardroom meeting and the European are paranoid that they won't get their sliver of Ukraine or they won't get their piece of the pot. That's what it sounds like, because why would the Europeans care what or how this peace is made as long as peace is made? Maybe that's idealistic of me, but those fears are largely confirmed on Saturday when Trump's Ukraine envoy said Europe won't have a seat at the table after Washington sent a questionnaire to European capitals to ask what they could contribute to security guarantees for Kyiv. There you go. Exact. What can they do? Are they going to send people in? No. Are they going to provide oil? No. Early on Saturday, Rubio broke with his Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov. They agreed on regular contact to prepare for a meeting between Putin and Trump, Russia's foreign ministry said. Zelensky said on Friday he would visit the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey, but did not say when. Smart man. However, the Ukrainian leader said he had no plans to meet with U.S. or Russian officials during those visits. Also smart man. Moscow controls a fifth of Ukraine and has been slowly advancing in the east for months, with Kiev's smaller army grappling with manpower shortages and tries to hold a chunk of territory in western Russia. So yeah, isn't that the thing? Russia already has the Donbass region, and this is just from this small amount of research I've done, and also has access to the Black Sea and is holding it. So from the things I've read, that's kind of what Russia wanted, what they started off the war for. Well, that, and because NATO was slowly, incrementally encroaching on the Russian border. Russia has demanded Kiev cede territory and become permanently neutral under any peace deal. Ukraine demands Russia withdrawal from captured land and wants NATO membership or equivalent security guarantees to prevent attack. To be particularly honest, Kyiv, unfortunately, I don't think any of that's going to happen. Maybe Russia might cede some useless land that has nothing to do with them, but to be particularly honest, with the amount of resources that Russia has used on this, they will want something massive back to stall, because Putin has to come out and tell the people of Russia that they obtained something to the equivalent of the people that they've lost, because he can't go out and say that they've won. So I can't see Ukraine getting anything from this. And that's going to be the dark, in my view, truth of it. Anyways, back to the article. The U.S. and Ukraine are currently negotiating a deal that could open up Ukraine's vast natural wealth to U.S. investment. Three sources said the U.S. posed taking ownership of 50% of Ukraine's critical mineral. There you go. See, this is what the U.S. wants right now. And once all said is done, if this deal is actually going through, the U.S. will own Ukraine, especially if they're taking 50% of Ukraine mineral. So what does Canada get out of that? Probably less. We've been giving them a lot of money too. To be particularly honest, 50%, that's so much, man. That's a bad deal right there for Ukraine. Zelensky said on Saturday that the draft deal did not contain the security provisions Kiev needed. So Zelensky said that they're not getting what they want out of the 50% of Ukraine's mineral. So I'm hoping what that draft was like, okay, here's the massive ask. Now please decline it so we could just sign this peace deal with Russia. That's what it sounds like, hopefully. But with what the world's been pumping Ukraine with, and definitely the US and Canada, the sheer amount of money and equipment that we've sent to Ukraine, everybody's gonna want their money back somehow. But man, that just 50% of all your minerals, that's half of your lithium mines, and batteries are gonna be the next best thing. And that, not even that, half of your gold, half of your silver, cobalt, which is pretty much going to be in everything as well. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. I know I got a little bit dark at the end, just kind of thinking about it, because I didn't read this article before I started the video, so it got a little bit dark at the end. I apologize. Anyways, let me know what you think about these peace talks, and also definitely let me know what you think about that first draft of the mineral deal down below. Do you think I'm right, or do you think I'm totally wrong? Because like I said, I am not expert on this material. Other than that, that's all I got for you today, and have a good day.